I'll go back to that, but before that there is an important thing which you cannot find anywhere in the country. But before we enjoy all those things, I thought that every teaching, everything, if India is moving toward digital, I must also move toward digital. And when I was making it, I did not know the value of it. You know, when you see, and today also I have shown it to many people, when you see it, you automatically get to know, ja rahe hain, aage ya nahi ja rahe. And that I will explain to you. But before that, the entire credit I don't want to take it from Najim Sheikh, who's there in front of you. He made it in his 6th attempt. But the background that he comes, and I hats off to you for the type of grit that he had. First, he never gave up. Second, comes from a background where even dreaming is a curse. I mean, you are not allowed to dream even. This is what is growing India. This is actual India, right? Give him a huge. Before I go any further, for each one of you, right from day one, we are quantifying you in terms of graph. It worked. It took almost 3 engineers, but none I borrowed it from, and we kept on doing it. This is your entire Ram Kahani, which I see every day for everybody, right? Now let me explain to you what is it. Can I have that? Okay. Right. So I will go slightly this way so that you can understand. Now here. Here, these 3, they represent the PPDT narration, PPDT discussion, and OIR. This man had thought of coming for 15 days and he paid for it also, but could hardly, barely do 7 days. Right? But then right in the beginning I had told him, and this is the passing mark. Anybody who touches the green, this green is my experience, on which it doesn't vary. This constant factor for all. If somebody reaches here, as far as I am concerned, no, Michael Lal, and if I give a certificate, then he is definitely making it. So now look at it, and it tells you every day. Initially when he came, he was at this level. Second time in narration, he was at this level, 4th time this, 5th time this, 6th time this. So but I could make out that he has the capability of narration. Similar is discussion. If you compare the two, it's slightly weaker in discussion. But to your eye, it may look that discussion is weaker. To my eye, it is much better because he started from here and then he kept on escalating it. His discussion kept on improving. That's what you should do. And this is OIR. OIR, he was as it is, first class. So the combination of these 3 tell me that one gets into the second stage. Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Now is that and SRT. That he was slightly okay initially also. He rose himself, and in the last day also he was touching green. So but he was just there, not there. All of you must improve your TAT more, because if your TAT is more, that helps you here also in picture perception and description test narration. Right? Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then in fact, he was nowhere. He started scaling. Look at where he has reached. Believe you me, I have not changed this. It is exactly the way you are performing. We record your things. And then this back, this TAT, this back, this SRT. SRT also gradually, but toward the end he reached. So I was very sure that psychology also he is making it. Now this is my prediction. And there when you do well, then you also on the second day get motivated. 1 wicket down in the first hole, that from first stage to second stage up. Second we get down, the psychology I have knocked it out. Now there are only two things left. 33% of the tests have happened, rest 66 plus 1% that luck, only 1% luck. Now after that and SRT are your TGO tests. So थोड़ा ऊंचा करने से ज़्यादा बढ़िया चलेगा. But one is in this group, how are you doing there in the group discussion? That I suppose is this. So group discussion and this, we did not get that much of time, and so this is GTO, this is GD. GTO, you are doing fairly well, not close to this. Then is group discussion, and that is the obstacles. Obstacles, he was almost there, and I'm sure there he must have put in a little more effort, and he must have got through. But overall, if I see the entire thing, he was slightly weak in GTO, which we tell you, like I told Ganesh today and a couple of other people. So those things you must keep practicing. And the last is of course your interview, which to answer is a little tight, and here we generally give you help for every small thing we punish you. If somebody does this, which is almost here, I'm sure he is going to do well. But there you are with your tie, with your shirt, with your best formals. So switch this off. I don't need this any. I need nothing. With us. Just sit down. Or you want to stand, you can stand. Gentlemen, why we requested Nazim to definitely come is that the world may say or world may feel, but Indian Army is the cleanest organization where not even 2 rupees is required. Even a general's son can be rejected, and his father is a good polisher, and with pride I say that, right? That he gets selected and general's sons get rejected, isn't it? Yes. So now I will not take much of time. I have taken enough. I would like Nazim to tell you what was his experience, whatever he wants to tell you. There will be a couple of directions to you all also, which I will be summing up. If you do that, there is no question of you not getting selected. Right? Go over to Nazim.
First, I would like to thank Sinha sir that he just helped me throughout my process, and all the assessors as well as all the guides who just guide me to just get the recommendation. So my journey is not like just getting through very easily. It's been a tough journey for me because in the first 3 attempts I was considerably screened out. My first attempt was for special entry. So that time I was knowing that my narration was not up to the mark, so yeah, I got screened out, so I accepted that. But then after I just improved a little bit in my communication because my graduation is been in the Marathi medium itself, and I just learned from the semi-English, so I was knowing that my communication is not good. So I was keep improving my communication.
How do you improve your communication skill?
Yes sir.
Because there are many people who have got problems.
Yes sir.
Yeah.
So to tell you, it might be just that I had a friend that her name is Beauty Singh. So she comes from APS, Jodhpur. So I was knowing that her English is very plain. So as I was senior under officer of Baba Saheb Garwal College NCC, so I just got to know about that. Yes, so she can help. Then I just approached her. Then after she just started teaching me what are the basics of the English. And daily I used to have communication with her at least for 30 to 40 or 45 minutes. And at that time I was also helping her out for CD's preparation, and she also helped me out through my communication.
So what does it show? First, that you should take initiative. Just because somebody is a girl, पता नहीं हमारे को भाव देगी कि नहीं देगी, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. अगर आप किसी के सामने जाएंगे और आपके दूसरी बात, अगर आपके पास कोई आता है तो कोऑपरेट फुल्ली and don't only take, give also. देने की ताकत रखनी चाहिए. So he was helping her out with CDS. She was helping him out with
communication.
यहाँ भी इतने लोग हैं, इसमें बहुत कुछ बहुत अच्छा है, आप इनहिबिट करते हैं, अपने आप को रोकते हैं, आप जाते नहीं उन लोगों के पास। सो यू मस्ट गो, क्योंकि जो दिल वाला, जो दिल वाली है, वही मदद मांग सकता है, मांग सकती है। और जब किसी से मदद मांगिए तो लौटाने की ताकत रखिए, और जब आपसे कोई मदद मांगे दिल खोल करके मदद कीजिए। You do that, God will help you. Right? So he went to her, and that is why purposely I asked, because there are a lot of people who have got problem in communication. But let me tell you, even 15 days is good enough, and I see it improving. खूब याद कीजिए, खूब स्टोरी चेक करवाइए आप लोगों से, न्यूज जो हम देते हैं उसको अच्छी तरह रखिए। 70% मत याद कीजिए, 100% याद कीजिए, एकदम जान लगाइए। याद करने के बाद लिखिए उतनी स्पीड में। Namrata's English was not all that good. She improved so much, right? Things will go wrong sometimes, many times, but it will not go wrong always. Just keep at it, and हर बार दोबारा जो जाते हैं वो पहले वाले से दुगना मेहनत और मेहनत। जो गलत टाइप के लोग होते हैं वो कहते हैं, यू नो व्हाट, आई एम गुड, द सिलेक्शन प्रोसेस वाज रॉन्ग, बस सिलेक्शन प्रोसेस वाज नॉट रॉन्ग, यू हैव नॉट स्केल्ड अप, यू हैव नॉट रीच्ड देयर, एंड टू डू दैट यू हैव टू वर्क, यू हैव टू slog, you have to slog, you have to slog, and there is no other way of reaching the top. Yep.
So personally, I would also like to say that whoever are weak in the communication, so it's very important to boost your confidence at least in speaking English. So for that, don't just go and talk to a person who is very fluent. You might feel inferior. You just start talking with your friends. Boost your confidence that you can talk in English, and believe me, it will help you out. Because I have my friends, after once when I was just in learning phase, I started just talking in English. I used to talk with my friends in English even though they were not right. They don't wanted to just speak in English, but I was doing this thing. But subsequently I just improved it on this factor, and in my second attempt I was in the Bhopal. So that time I was again screened out, and but this time I was quite hurt because personally I believe that I did well. I was also nominated for final group story narration, but then I later, when I introspected myself, that I thought that something I just overdominated the group discussion. So that might be a reason. Then after again I went to the Kapurthala with a call, and this was the time in the Bhopal board. Then I stopped thinking about the reason because I was taking pressure of the reason. That every time whenever I am just going to the SSB boards, I am thinking that I wanted to make it. I was very desperate. I was very desperate about the reason. So in the Bhopal SSB itself, I stopped about thinking the reason.
एक एग्जांपल दे रहा हूँ आपको डेस्परेशन में। आपको बोला जाए कि मुझे ये जो रेत होता है जिससे घर बनता है, बढ़िया रेत है, आप उसको हाथ में लेके आए, लेकिन आपके हाथ में रेत होना चाहिए, दौड़ के नीचे जाना है, दौड़ के आना है। एक बंदा नीचे जाता है, रेत लेता है, उसको जबरदस्त पकड़ता है। सिन्हा सर ने मेरे को बोला था कि इसमें रेत जरूर होना चाहिए, और खूब दौड़ दाड़ के आता है, इतना जोर से किया हुआ। आपने तो अपने हाथ को छोटा कर लिया, जब खोलेगा तो 1 चम्मच रेत निकलेगा, लेकिन वो दूसरा आदमी है, उसने भरा और उसमें थोड़ा पानी भी डाल दिया, और इसको क्लोज नहीं रखा, इसको जरा जरा खुला रखा, और इसको यहाँ तक भरा और आराम से आया। किसके पास ज्यादा रेत होगा? You did not analyze कि सिन्हा सर ने खाली रेत का इमेजिनेशन नहीं चाहता कि 1 चम्मच रेत लेके आए। I wanted रेत in good quantity, right? So if you take stress, if you stress yourself, थोड़ा खुला हाथ रखो, थोड़ा खुला दिल रखो, गलतियां होंगी, जो बुलेट फायर हो चुका है मत ध्यान दो, जो अगला टेस्ट आने वाला है, जो अगला टेस्ट आने वाला है उस पर ध्यान दो। ये कहना आसान है, जो आदमी टेस्ट देने जाता है उसको लगता है हाँ इस बार में नहीं हुआ तो दोस्त को क्या बताऊंगा, माँ को क्या बताऊंगा, दोस्तों को क्या बताऊंगा, बट लाइफ इज लाइक दैट बॉस। The more difficult the situation, the more you should be sharp. But your preparation should be ekdam tops. So you have to develop in normal day-to-day life. You should learn to pass over. to blow your fuse, right?
So after that, I just went to the computer lab. Again, third attempt.
We'll skip this. We'll go to this one.
So this attempt, okay, the screening was around 72, and the reporting was 72, and they got screened in for 42 candidates, which is a very good number, I can say, in terms of the CDSNT, because I haven't saw any batch who was getting screened in more than 30, especially in the CDSOT. So they did a very good screen. 42 was the screening number, and then after the final result was that 14 got recommended from that batch, which is probably one of the records which is made for Malabar 18 SSB. So just to talk about the overall the SSB experience, starting from the OIR itself. So OIR 1 was quite easy, and OIR 2 it just included some mathematics questions. So it was around moderate and average, we can say. So and I will just tell you what was the picture. So just like right now we are sitting. So there was one person, just like one adult, I can say, and there was just one hand coming like this. Just like in every class we just ask question to someone. So just like sir says that you should have 30 stories with you. So I didn't make a story. So what I did is I just wrote that story in my PPT. As I already had a narration practice on it here only, so I just narrated in a confident manner and talking something about the group discussion. So I was the last person in my group. My chess number was 72. So the group was around 20 members. So they just divided the group between first to 10, and then after 10 to 20. So what was happening? The people who were just sitting right to me, it was like this. So I can't see who was sitting inside the middle of the group. So it was really very challenging for me to get inside the group. So I was just trying very hard. But then I got the chance, and then after I just nominated the other story, and then after finally we built a story on that. So I was happy that in the end, yes, I did some points, and then after he didn't allow us to just make a final group story and just nominate one person. But I was
even SSB is keen. They had gone for PPDT as number 20, but they had initially only divided them into 10 and 10. But what you should learn from here, that उसी 20 मिनट के अंदर 15 मिनट के अंदर में उनको दोनों ग्रुप को करवाना है. इसलिए शुरू में पीपीडीटी में शुरू में एंटर जरूर कीजिए. कई एक दफा आपको मौका नहीं मिलेगा, आप वेट करते जाएंगे कि मैं बात बोलूंगा या बोलूंगी, तो नहीं चलेगा. और ये भी जरूरी नहीं है कि आप ओपन कीजिए. Did you open the discussion?
I was trying really hard to get inside, but I didn't got the chance.
Fine. तो मैं यही कह रहा हूँ कि अगर आप पहले स्पीकर नहीं है, दूसरे स्पीकर नहीं है, आपने ट्राई करना वो नजर आना चाहिए. आप थर्ड स्पीकर है, लेकिन जब आप मुंह खोलिए, आपकी आवाज अच्छी होनी चाहिए, आपका गर्दन का मूवमेंट आप सबकी आंखों में कर रहे हैं, और खूब अच्छी तरह बोलिए. उसके पहले नरेशन अच्छा कीजिए. आज सुबह में लामिया मैम आपको पढ़ा रही थी, आज या कल मुझे याद नहीं है. हाउ डू यू परफॉर्म वेल इन the story? If you, what he told, 30 stories should be absolutely at the back of your, and 30 stories related to your life. तो जब आप कोई चीज को देखते हैं तो आप अपने नजरिए से देखते हैं, उन्हीं 30 में से कोई ना कोई आपको नजर आ जाएगा. And if you do that, then you will be able to write story. क्योंकि यहाँ याद करके आपने बोला हुआ मेरे सामने या दूसरों के सामने, there also आप कड़क आवाज में निकालेंगे. Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
And that's why we are making you all do PPDT so many times. We are doing it as many times so that आपका थक खुले, आपको पता हो कैसे एंटर किया जाता है. हर आदमी का एंटर करने का तरीका अलग होता है. कोई बहुत तेज अंग्रेजी बोल सकता है, किसी की आवाज बहुत पतली है, किसी की आवाज बहुत मोटी है, कोई आवाज एकदम सुबोध सर और प्रज्वल सर की तरह है कि कोई बीच में आ ही नहीं सकता. तो हर कोई अपनी तरह बना है. Respect yourself and then in these discussions find out what suits you to get into. Have you understood? Go ahead.
So one more thing I would like to say about the PPDT, why you should practice at least narration of 30 stories, is that personally I am a psychology student. I completed my graduation as well as masters in psychology. every time when you just write a story and then practice, then your brain just puts up bits and information. Okay, so whenever you're just revising that, okay, that thing which you can just revert back to it very, very fast. Okay, compared to the story which you're making at the moment and then after just trying to, because you that time also you will get very less time. Okay, if the people are not much, then you will get very less time for your preparation of the story. But in that time, when you are already story prepared, you get automatically confidence that okay, this is a story, this is what I have to say. Then you just confidently narrate your story in that. So do that. Okay, I would suggest everyone that.
And everybody's voice can improve. ये एक सब फैलेसी है. अगर आपकी आवाज़ पतली है, आपकी आवाज़ में दम नहीं है, तो इतना बड़ा एकेडमी बनाया हुआ है, वो कोने में खड़े हो जाइए और यहाँ पर अपने फ्रेंड को रखिए. They have a lot of distance, and you will be able to open up your vocal cord. And I have seen people changing their vocal cords here. Right.
So now coming to the second stage. So the first day, second day was start with this psychological testings. So the TAT which was shown, some TATs were quite similar. That a person is standing and a boy is sitting on a chair. So yeah, the story is here. Two people are sitting on a branch of a tree. So these are all the TAT stories. Yeah, the level of the TAT I can say it was average. But if you just practice well here in the stories, then you can probably write a very good story. And also I would like to say that please try to write at least two stories on a same picture. Different two stories, because I will say that there are exactly two pictures which are in a boat scene. There was a boat and exactly two pictures. In one boat only one person was sitting, and in another boat two people were sitting, one male, one female. So try to at least practice two themes on a given story so that you can tackle any situation if the story comes alive, pictures comes alive. Okay. And now coming to the part of the WAT. Okay, as here they just start with the same word. Most of the times, personally for me it was not possible to start with the same word, to be very honest, because earlier as I'm a repeater, so I had my different kind of mental set, because I used to, what my mentality was that at least include that word. So this was my approach. But here I just started learning to start with the same word. I tried to just start with the same word, but whatever is not possible, I just write whatever the sentence is, what I used to.
And that's what you should do.
Yes, sir. So I
Don't
did
leave
that.
it blank if you know the answer.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So I did that. And talking something about my SRT, so I can say that I did a very phenomenal change in this, because when I just got a screening in my AFCAT attempt, so that time I attempted only 37 SRTs, and I was used to literally write sentences or SRTs like 2 to 3 lines. So that is the reason I was not able. Then after in the Bangalore attempt I did only 47, but this time I did 60. I did complete it all, because right now my motivation was to just complete and attempt maximum SRTs.
So why is it essential for you to write more than 50-55 SRTs? Suppose you write only 42 and you write Gura Arbarki. Is it not good? Some of you may consider good. I don't consider good. Why? Because समय रहने से तो you can write a novel on each of the SRTs. आप स्टोरी बुक लिख दे सकते हैं, लेकिन हम ये भी देखना चाहते हैं as an army officer or a naval officer or an air force officer, do you know what is the time available to me? Do you think you get more time in SRT? Anybody? Why do you say you don't get more time in SRT? What's your name, Peter? Scott?
Sir, it's a situation reaction test, so they want to test our psyche. So what will be your immediate reaction?
No, I was telling that RAT में 15 सेकंड मिलता है और इसको मैथमेटिकली कैलकुलेट करने में 30 सेकंड है, तो इसमें डबल टाइम मिल रहा है? नहीं मिल रहा है, बल्कि RAT इज इजियर. आपको पढ़ने में और सारे शब्दों के समूह को मिला करके व्हाट इज द सिचुएशन इट इज क्रिएटिंग, दैट टेक्स 15 seconds. So you are still balanced with only 15 seconds to write your answers. And if you have not followed before going to the battle, कि मैं पाकिस्तानी से लड़ने जा रहा हूँ या चाइनीज से, so that means you have not done your homework, and if you have not done your homework and you have entered the battlefield, that means you are not going to be a good soldier. And here I am talking about the battlefield as SSB. That is the day, that is where you are struggling, that is where you are fighting, whether you will get into the second stage or you are not. or whether you are going to pass from with the psychologist or not. So you must analyze मैं किस चीज को फेस करने जा रहा हूँ और अभी मैं क्या करूँ, क्या प्रिपरेशन करूँ. इसका मतलब एक तो आप लोग सब हो गए हैं मिस्टर टिकटिकी, सबके सब ऐसे करते रहते हैं, चिट्ठी तो लिखते नहीं है. हमारे जमाने में हम लोग बहुत सारे लव लेटर लिखा करते थे, which we never posted because we didn't have the courage. But at least बहन भाई इसको, मेरे तो 4 बड़े भाई थे और सब किसी को चिट्ठी नहीं मिलता तो कहते थे क्या करता रहता है, एक चिट्ठी नहीं लिख सकता वीक में. एक चिट्ठी तो वीक में मतलब 7 भाई थे. But it gave us a lot of practice of writing and there was nothing called कि इधर भी देख रहे हैं आप लोग, गाना भी सुन रहे हैं, जैसे मेरी बेटियां हैं गाना भी सुन रही हैं और देख भी रही हैं, इधर टाइप भी कर रहे हैं. क्या मतलब तो आप लोग का राइटिंग स्पीड थोड़ा गड़बड़ हो गया है. थोड़ा राइटिंग खूब कीजिए रोज, ठीक है.
So one more thing, okay, few SITs, okay, what you will see that इतना होता है, at least 4 से 5 sentences का आएगा. So whenever this kind of SITs comes ना, so last जो SIT होगी ना वो last के 2 sentence में ही होती है. ऊपर तो खाली वो इंट्रोडक्शन देते कि ये था वो था, ये स्कूल में जा रहा है, ये हो गया, बट लास्ट की जो 2 sentences होता है ना उसी में एक्चुअल प्रॉब्लम होता है. सो इफ यू हैव टू सेव द टाइम ना, इफ यू हैव टू just focus on the last 2 parts, last 2 lines, you will able to write the SIT. So ऐसे टाइम बचा सकते हो तुम. ज़्यादा मतलब earlier I used to write पूरा डिटेल, don't do that. यहाँ पे जो सिखाते हैं in short लिखो, crisp लिखो, that's it will work. And something about the self description, so it can change depends to board, because when I was there in the Bangalore board, so they didn't told to what do you aspire to do, मतलब they can modify it as well, so but be prepared for that as well. And if you यहाँ पे जो भी लिखते हैं just उसको याद कर लेना, वहाँ पे लिख देना, you will definitely save time and that time you can just utilize it. Just
उसको भी आप लोग प्रैक्टिस किया कीजिए.
yes.
और मत दीजिए कैसा लास्ट डे पढ़ के रखोगे.
और जो भी टाइम मिलता है 15 मिनट मिलते हैं सेल्फ डिस्क्रिप्शन लिखने के लिए, सो उसमें से अगर 12 या 13 मिनट में हो गया तो 2 मिनट का टाइम मिलेगा आपको पीछे जो भी चीज़ छूट गई है वो सॉल्व करने के लिए. सो सेल्फ डिस्क्रिप्शन में तो टाइम बचना ही चाहिए, एटलीस्ट 3 से 4 मिनट का टाइम बच गया तो आपको पीछे जाके जितने भी चीज़ें छूट गई हैं वो आप कर सकते हो. So this is all about psychological testings, and now coming to the part of the GTO. Okay, so the group discussion topic. Okay, the first topic was given that right now Indians are getting being head of various global institutions. So what do you think that what is the most suitable reason for this? Then 3 leads which were given was that first was India's global image, second was brain drain, and third was the job opportunities. Second topic which was given that right now the international peace is in threat. Then what do you think that what is the most cause? What is the most factor which is causing more? Then the leads which were given that time was that arms race. Then after mineral resources, and the third was leadership. Okay, and the third topic which was given for the group discussion was that in the 21st century, what do you think that what is the most stable way of getting married? Arranged marriage, living relationship, or love marriage? So this is all the topics given. So ensure that whatever the topic you are supporting in the first group discussion, ensure that जिस पे तुम्हारे पास में ज़्यादा कंटेंट है ना वही टॉपिक लो, एटलीस्ट गिव द पॉइंट्स. नहीं तो फिर ऐसा हो जाएगा कि तुमने फर्स्ट टॉपिक ले लिया दैट इंडियन हेड्स आर गेटिंग नॉमिनेटेड, व्हाट यू विल कितना बोल सकते हो उसमें? अजय बंगा का बोल दोगे, सत्या नडेला का बोल दोगे, इन 2-4 का बोल के कितने पॉइंट्स डाल दोगे उसमें? नहीं मिलेगा. बट इफ यू जस्ट टेक विद द सेकंड टॉपिक you can talk a lot.
What he means to say the second lead. Yeah.
So just select the topic where you can speak a lot. At least show the GTO that you have knowledge on this, so that he can at least know that okay you wanted to say on this topic, but as per the group you just went with another topic. So this is very important. And in the group discussion here they just advised me that I am just a bit dominating. So what I did is एक को मैंने बोल दिया, उसके बाद में मैं एटलीस्ट 4 लोग जब तक नहीं बोलते थे तब तक मैं मुंह खोलता ही नहीं था, चाहे जितने पॉइंट्स हो मेरे पास.
सेल्फ डिसिप्लिन इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. और जो आपके बारे में इंडिविजुअली बतलाते हैं उसको पकड़ करके रखिए. हम आपके दुश्मन नहीं है कि बता रहे हैं कि आप डोमिनेटर हैं या आप चुप रहती हैं या चुप रहते हैं, आप थोड़ा ज्यादा बोलिए, आप थोड़ा ऊंचा बोलिए, आप थोड़ा नीचा बोलिए. ये हमारा, आप अपने आप के बारे में नहीं जान सकते हैं, आपको नहीं पता चलता है. जो बाहर वाले बोल रहे हैं उनको थोड़ा देखिए, एकदम फ्रेशर्स के साथ आप रिपीटर हैं, आप फ्रेशर्स के साथ चले गए और फ्रेशर्स और कम होते हैं, उतना अकल भी नहीं होता है और आप अपने झाड़ दिए चले जा रहे हैं। तो हर मौके को पहचानिए कि आप कैसे मौके में, ऐसे मौके भी आ जाते हैं, राइट? आप फ्रेशर हैं और आप चले गए हम लोगों के साथ, तो यू हैव टू चेंज अकॉर्डिंग टू द सिचुएशन, राइट? ओके, गो अहेड प्लीज।
सो मैंने तो वो चीज़ फर्स्ट हो गया, ग्रुप डिस्कशन सेकंड हो गया, उसमें मैंने ऑब्जर्व किया कि एक ही बार बोलूँगा, उसके बाद में एटलीस्ट 3 से 4 लोग जब तक नहीं बोलते थे तब तक बिल्कुल नहीं बोलूँगा, चाहे जितने पॉइंट्स आते हों। एंड वन मोर थिंग, व्हाई यू शुड बी जनरली अवेयर, मीन्स यू शुड जनरली वॉट एवर हैपनिंग आउटसाइड यू शुड नो, बिकॉज उसके बाद में मैं जब भी पॉइंट्स देने आता था मैंने सपोर्ट किया था सेकंड टॉपिक में कि मिनरल रिसोर्सेज आर कॉजिंग इंटरनेशनल डिसहार्म इन द इंटरनेशनल पीस। सो उसमें मैंने बहुत सारे पॉइंट्स दिए। सबसे पहले आर्मीनिया अजरबैजान का बोल दिया, ऑयल की पाइपलाइन होती है, नॉर्थ स्ट्रीम का बता दिया, मेक्सिको में ट्रायंगल है जहाँ पे लिथियम का ट्रायंगल है, वहाँ पे मेक्सिको में गोल्डन क्रीसेंट है अफगानिस्तान रीजन में, उसके बाद में टेरर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का बता दिया साउथ अफ्रीका में। सो एवरी टाइम मैंने आई वाज कमिंग आई एंश्योर दैट मेरे पास में एक बहुत एविडेंट है, फैक्ट है। अर्लियर पीपल वेर सेइंग दैट आर्म्स रेस इज द कॉज, वो कर रहे थे, बट मैंने शुरुआत से जो लिया मैं उसी पे मतलब अपने पॉइंट्स देता रहा। In the end, most of the members were saying yes, the mineral resources is actually disturbing the international peace. मैंने किसी को अपील नहीं किया that okay, just be with me. I just gave my points in a deliberate manner, and then after yes, all the things it happened well. And again, now coming to the part of the second group discussion, and I support the lead of love marriage because personally I feel that उसमें मैं ज़्यादा बोल सकता था और arrange marriage, so I just talk on that. So this was all about the group discussion. In the group planning exercise, believe me that whatever the plan here we learn in the GURUDEVA'S, if you do that, actually you will do very well in actual GP. I was also nominated for giving the final group planning exercise narration. So whatever here happens, please.
यहाँ तैयार करके आओ, आप लोग तैयार करके नहीं आते। आप लोग जो बताते हैं आप बोलते हैं वहाँ तो सर सिखलाई नहीं। आपको कम से कम यहाँ 4 दफे ग्रुप प्लानिंग एक्सरसाइज करने का और हर चीज़ करने का मौका मिलता है। तो जो आज होने वाला सुबह में उसके स्टार्टिंग लाइन, उसका फिनिशिंग लाइन, उसका एक्शन कैसे बोला जाता है उसको अभी प्रैक्टिस करके आओ, ताकि यहाँ जब पार्टिसिपेट करोगे तुम्हारा कॉन्फिडेंस बिल्ड हो जाएगा। यार वहाँ तो जाके चकते फटते करेंगे, यू डू चकते फटते ओनली इफ यू आर प्रैक्टिस्ड वेरी हार्ड। या कैसे खड़ा होना है, कैसे डंडा पकड़ना है, कहाँ पर खड़ा कितना दूर रहना है, मार्ट में क्या हो गया, एम क्या है, ए क्या है, आर क्या है, पी क्या है, व्हाट इज एम, व्हाट इज एम, व्हाट इज ए, व्हाट इज आर, व्हाट इज टी। आपको याद है, लेकिन उस चीज को आपको अस्त्र शस्त्र हम जितना दे रहे हैं, बी लाइक हिम, एक लोब ऑफ ब्रेन से उसको लेके चलो और एक ब्रेन से सोच करके काम करो। ये आदत डालो, एक तरफ काम कर रहे हैं, दूसरा तरफ आपका दिमाग कह रहा है भाई अब एक्शन आने वाला है। एक्शन जब बोलने लगे वो बोला भाई अब रिसोर्स बोल, रिसोर्स बोला, उसके बाद भाई टाइम आने वाला है। टाइम भी कैसे बोला जाएगा, क्या लैंग्वेज है, जितना प्रैक्टिस करोगे। मेरे को कथक आता है, इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि आज बिकम मास्टर, एवरी डे प्रैक्टिस करना। I have to practice every day shooting. I have to do archery every day to be able to come up. When you keep doing everything, you become accustomed to it. You are used to it. Then only the nazakat aayi.
So now just going ahead, okay, the progressive group task start. So personally believe me, whatever the group member you have, either 8 or 10, उसमें से 4 ही लोग ऐसे होंगे ना जिसमें धमक होगी एक्चुअली, मतलब they are coming inside, they just wanted to just give the nation. बाकी 4 तो ऐसे होते कि उनको समझ में नहीं आता, चल क्या रहा है, means they are just trying to know what is happening in the ground. So be in the initial cohort, जो कि मतलब at least trying to do those things. यहाँ पे मैंने 2 ही मतलब GDA के ये किए थे सर, लेक्चर्स किए थे। उसमें से मैंने जो भी सीखा कि भाई रखना है पीछे से टिकाना है, रखना है पीछे से टिकाना है, रखना है पीछे से टिकाना है, आई अप्लाइड दैट ओनली। और उसके बाद में फिर यूट्यूब से जो भी मतलब पिक्चर्स मिले मुझे जितने भी GDA के, तो मैंने उसको सॉल्व करने की कोशिश की। और उसके बाद में मेरे दोस्त लोग भी थे जिन्होंने मतलब दूसरे अकेडमी से थे, तो जितना मटेरियल मिला मैंने उतना सब ले लिया। उसके बाद में प्रैक्टिस उस पर की। सो GTO में PGT में ऐसा किया। PGT करते हो प्लीज़ डोंट बी सेल्फिश, प्लीज़ डोंट बी सेल्फिश। You have 8 members with you. अगर उनके पास में solution है, एक solution दे दिया ना तो दूसरा एटलीस्ट सुनने की ताकत रखो. ऐसा नहीं कि तुम ही सब दे जा रहे हो. It's not a lone person's PGT. It's every member's PGT. So उनके पास में है. So हमें GDO ने ये बोला था कि if anyone got the better idea, you can change the place without asking me. You can just go walk to the ground. So whenever it happens that I don't have idea, if someone back having idea, I just switch the places. It continuously happen at least for 5-10 times it happens with all the members. Just we are just switching the places. Our aim was to just cross all those obstacles, and our group was only repeaters group who just completed all the course. So here I will tell you how luck matters. Having a good group is part of luck only. Okay, because you don't know what kind of people you will get in your group, but I pray for every one of you that you will get a very good group member so that you can just cross all these obstacles with a good time and a good pace. So now then after HGT also happens the same. Then after command task, so personally I believe so that my command task was not that easy. It was very difficult. I was the first one to be called in. Then
if the command task is very difficult, is it that he is trying to punish you? What is the meaning of difficult command task? ऐसा नहीं कि बस खट्टे को जाके ऐसे रख दिया, चल दिया, उधर गए, उसके बाद वहाँ खट्टा डायरेक्ट रख दिया, चल दिया, और आके कह दिया यार मैंने तो ना 10 सेकंड में सब बता दिया. So first day is he is watching you, और वो अपना दिमाग बना चुका है. Second day is confirmation day. तो जो लल्लू है उनको लल्लू टाइप का दे दिया है, so that they don't waste time. और जिनको डिफरेंट टास्क मिल रहा है और जितना आपको घुमा रहा है, ये लाल हो गया, ये पीला हो गया, ये नीला हो गया, नहीं ये आई नहीं, इसका मतलब he is trying to give you more marks. चलो यहाँ तक दे दिया, थोड़ा और डिफिकल्टी बढ़ाते हैं, चलो 10 नंबर और दे दिया. That is how your merit list comes out. There is no way out. So if you are being troubled, think. बहुत लोगों ने आगे बोला सर बहुत तंग कर रहा है, तो आप दुखी मत हो जाइए. Pat your back. बेटा मेरे नंबर बढ़ रहे हैं, I'm doing well. ठीक है, बिना आपको देखे वो आपको क्या भेज देगा? Why will he send it to academy? To give you better marks? Yeah.
Then in the group discussion, so it was a kind of very lot of problems were there. So he asked me that commander, how many members you want? Then I just analyzed all the problems. Then I said, sir, I want 3 members. Then he asked me the reason. Then I said, sir, structures are big, and personally I think that I should have one more manpower with me, at least 3. Then he said, I will allow you to just take only 2. Then in the end, he again asked me that right now say how many you want. Then I said, sir, right now you said 2, then I will take 2 only and complete the task. Then I called 2 members, and then after I started solving the problems. Then he from everywhere, as the sir said that he was increasing in difficulty. यहाँ से कर दिया ये हो गया, यहाँ से कर दिया वो भी नहीं है, यहाँ से कर दिया वो भी नहीं है. In between, whenever I stuck, he gave me 2 hits at time. That when I just put the bully and I was thinking, then he just gave me hint that okay, bully is at right place. This was the only hint he gave. Now just think something from behind. So this kind of hint he also gave me 2 hints, but overall it was a very grueling command task. I was all in sweat. My sweat was.
What Rahul sir and Mani ma'am taught you, was that of some value there or not?
So it is of value. Overall the GTO course it is of value because we have to पहले टिकाना है, पीछे से रोकना है. So वो चीज़ तो वही हर जगह अप्लाई होगी, कहीं भी भेजो. और GTO का स्ट्रक्चर जो भी होगा ना बहुत अच्छे से एनालाइज करना. जब तक तुम स्ट्रक्चर एनालाइज नहीं कर पाओगे शायद ही तुम्हें पता चलेगा कि उसको यूज़ कैसे करना है. So this was the thing. और उसके बाद में फिर command task, okay, it was done, it was completed. In between to just increase the pressure, he told me that gentlemen you have 4 minutes left. So now say how many seconds are there in the 4 minutes. Then I told him. Then he told me to just nominate one of your members to just give the backward count. Then one of my members just broke the rule. Then he said, gentlemen, I also told you something that if someone breaks the rule, what happens? So he told me that if commanders break the rules, 1 minute minus, and if subordinate breaks the rule, 2 minute minus. Then I said, okay sir, as you have broke the rule, so just minus from 4 minutes, just minus it from 2, and now right now we have only 120 seconds left. So the person whom I have nominated, I said just start the backward counting of 120 seconds. So he just he was keep on increasing the pressure. So in all, just he was giving the hints whenever I just solved the solutions. Then after he just took me to another problem. Then there as well he just took a solution. And this is all about my command task. Now coming to the part of the lecturing. So my topics was the 7 wonders of the world. I believe that yes, I can, means I know, but I can talk to the 3 minutes. I can talk on this at least 3 minutes. Then the second topic was 3D printing, again a difficult topic. I can talk on this. Then the third topic was lockdown and its effect. And fourth was the your favorite personality. Then I went with the third topic, lockdown and its effect. I just organized myself and then deliver very confidently. So this is all about my GTO, and in the final group task as well. All those things went well. And now just coming to the part of the interview. So my interview was with the commandant of the Allahabad Road. So his rank was Major General. So I was knowing one thing: if I perform well in this interview, my chances are increased. And if I do a small mistake, which he considers it very big, my chances are very less, because even though I perform well, because he is the only one who signs and gets the recommendations. So I was knowing that I have to perform very well. My interview happened on the 4th day, so I got a chance. Whatever the answers here I have with me, I just revised all those things, and believe me, AFCAT was asked. AFCAT was asked. Then after family, friends, all those things are asked. Ensure that whatever you are filling in the PIQ, you have ample amount of knowledge on it. If you don't have the knowledge now, believe me that he will think that you are not up to the mark. If you are writing that your reading is your hobby, and if he asks you that what is your routine, what is your routine on a working day, what is your routine on your weekends, and believe me, if you are not including those hobbies, then he might think that you are not connected with your hobbies and you are just ऐसे ही लिख दिया है, लिखना था इसलिए लिख दिया. So ensure that जो भी तुम्हारा टाइम टेबल पूछता है वो बहुत अच्छे से उसका प्रिपेयर करके जाना. And something उसके बाद में my interview was all revolving around my PIQ only. Few questions which he asked was that tell me 3 cities, name of the 3 cities of Sri Lanka except Colombo. So this is only a question which came out of my PIQ, and then after he also asked me about some questions of Animal Farm, because that was the only book I read. So one question which he asked that what is the name of the pig of the central character. Then I was taking time. Then he said, okay gentlemen, no issues, let me know in the conference. And another questions where I could not answer is that he asked me that suppose you get recommended where you should land up. Then I said, sir, I would go in the office training academy Chennai. Then he asked me how many weeks of training is there. Then I said 49 weeks. Then he asked me what is the stipend of it. So I know that I was not. So I said, sorry sir, I don't know. So he said, let me know in the conference. And then after he also asked me 3 commandments of Animal Farm. So that time I was not recalling that. So I said, sir, I know the gist of the book, but I can't recall the other three commandments right now. Then he said, okay, let me know in the conference. So these are only the questions where I find a little bit difficulty or I could not answer at that time. So this is all about my interview experience. So it went wonderful because that time I was on fast. Ramzan was going on and it was 44-degree temperatures in the Allahabad. So it was really tough for me. So as the interviewing officer starts that there is 1 glass of water in front of you, whenever you feel like drinking, you can drink without asking, without taking permission. I simply said, right now I'm on fast. Then he said, which fast? And I said, sir, I'm on Ramzan. So he said, then he asked me some question about how you are managing Ramzan here and all. And this is how, then my interview went fantastic, and then after I was happy because in all 3 sectors I performed well. So I was hoping a recommendation. So on the conference day, again my chest number was 42, so I have to wait for a lot of time. I went inside the hall for 7:30 in the morning and my number came after 1. So I waited for almost 5 hours 30 minutes. So he asked me that, then after I went, then he asked me that right now you are also working. So tell me 5 qualities which you learned from the corporate and you applied in the SSB. So this was the question. Then I answered. Then after he also asked me what is the difference between the NGO and the social help group, because then he started asking more about the social help group where I was working with. Then after he asked me about what is the roles and responsibilities. Then he again asked me about Ramzan fast, how you are managing all those things. Then what is the food and accommodation. So my conference was also around, inside the conference I was talking around 10 to 15 minutes, and outside also I was waiting for 10 to 15 minutes. So my conference was personally believe that yes, I performed well because the conference got 225 marks. The one officer came and he briefed me that don't think that all those things is ended. The conference is also one of the tests in the SSB. It comprises of 225 marks. So ensure that whenever you are just going to the conference, don't get disheartened if you are not performed well. They will just give you more marks in the conference and you might get recommended. So perform well in the conference as well. Okay, don't think that they will just ask you the traditional questions only. How was the food? How was your stay? Any suggestions? Don't believe. Okay, don't believe all these things. You can ask anything, just like it happened with me. So yeah, this is all about my experience, and later on the results were announced, and 14 candidates were recommended that time. So it is one of the, I think, highest recommendations I think happened before that. So this is all about my SSB experience.
Right. So I purposely allowed him to tell you his heart out regularly for past week. You have already heard 3-4 people, and there will be more people who will be coming. So first, any question? Anyone? Right. The questions do not come because of two things. It is either because it is lunch time, or he has told you very well, which I will put him in the second category. He will keep coming to us. We will be requesting him to come and help us out with other things, and we will get an opportunity to talk. The only thing that I want to tell is that you got to have the spirit of him to be able to prevail in life, and there is no shortcut to hard work. Couple of things that he has told you, that if you have written anything in the PIQ or if you are speaking anything, you should have a fair idea. And therefore, when you get hold of your hard copy or soft copy of your interview, take out 100 questions from what you are preparing your interview. Are you getting my point, what I am saying? And write the answers also. Or check from Google and just put the data and also that will. Whatever you go prepared with, he will ask you generally the same, and 3-4 questions you don't know. You don't know. In his case also, he did not know about the animal kingdom or anything. Does it mean that he has not been recommended? So, हम लोग चाहते हैं that nobody can be perfect in life. Okay. So, once again, extremely glad that you got to meet up, and always remember, and that you came here to your academy to share with your experience with others. I'm sure you have learned a lot from what he has told you. Write it down. Don't write on a scrap piece of paper and throw it. Put it in your mind and start developing those things. Do a lot of psychological practice, almost an hour every day. Then your speed of writing, your speed of thinking, your speed of... He has even given you the smart looks of how to tackle those bada SRTs and other things. Therefore, on your behalf, let me take this opportunity of congratulating